Hi there, Tahar here from the Qoblex team. Today we're going to look into the process of creating a sale order within Qoblex. So first we're going to head over to our sales page, then click on create. This will create a quote document for you. Enter the customer name. Choose the origin location. The origin location is where your initial stock is going to be allocated to this order. You can change this later if your order should be allocated from either from a different location or from one or more locations. We'll look into that later. Choose the currency, and here it's in my case it's USD, which is the same thing as my base currency. But if I pick a foreign currency, the system will automatically then suggest an exchange rate from the presentment currency to my base currency. This is useful for us to calculate the margins for you, because we compare your total sales versus the cost of goods, then we give you the margins. And for that, we need all the prices in the base currency. Order number and customer reference. Then you have price lists. For price lists, you can pick any price list that you have configured under inventory price lists, or if your customer that you have selected here already has a price list assigned, we will use that. Pick a delivery date. This is an estimated time of arrival for your sale order. Pick a sales rep. So here I'll set it to myself. And then indicate whether this order is tax inclusive or exclusive. You then select the ship to. This is pretty much the customer's ship to address, bill to address, when was the order created, and when was the order updated. Once you have the header information all entered, you can then move on to adding products. Click on Add Line Item and then start searching for the products that you would like to add to the order. Note that I can select different products using different search terms without having to close the window. So for example, if I want to add this snowboard, and I'll look for, say, bindings, and then say for a pair of Vans. And as soon as I'm done, now if I click on the 3 selected variants here, you will see all of the items that I have been working with and that I have selected throughout this process. You also have the option to find products by other filters, for example, by supplier, by product type, by brand, or the tag. Once ready, click on Add Selected. And now the order will show you the products, the quantities, the prices, the taxes, and the total. You will notice here there is a units column. It might not be visible on your account if the units of measure is disabled under the inventory section on your account settings. For me, it's enabled, and therefore I get to choose which unit this sale order is going to be recorded in. I can save the order. And at this stage, I can also add any extra custom line items. Really. So this is a free text item, and I can add anything I want here. So for example, I can bill this customer for storage. Quantity, say, is 1, and then price, let's say, is £50. Then I need to select the tax rate. In our case, we go with 20%. And I save the order. So far, what we have is a quote, which I can then email to the customer right from within Qoblex. I don't have to leave. I just need to select the email and the to address, copy anyone from my team, title. If I wanted to change the title, then pick a template the system will use to print the quote and email that as a PDF to your customer. And as soon as I'm done, I'll click on Send Email Now, and off you go. The quote is now sent to your customer. When the quote is ready to be accepted, the customer has replied, and we're all in agreement on prices and quantities, etc. Next thing to do is to convert the quote into a sale order. To do that, click on Create Order. The order now is created, and you see here it's open because I have not invoiced the order, I have not marked it as paid, and I have not fulfilled it. And the stock status is set to awaiting stock. What this means is Qoblex turned the quote into a sale order, We tried to allocate stock from your inventory, but there was not enough stock for one or more products, and therefore the order is set to awaiting stock. In order for us to see which item is out of stock, I would click on either allocations at the top of the screen or on pending shipments. The allocation screen shows the products that are blocking the order from being ready to ship. And we see here it has been assigned to the Boston location, but we can change this. So let's try to change this to Oslo to see whether there is any stock on that location. So I need to pick the target location. In my case, it's Oslo. Pick the products, then click this tick mark to assign these products or try to allocate them from the Oslo location. And we see here that this product has been allocated from Oslo. Now, these ones don't have any stock in the Oslo location, and therefore there's not much to allocate from there. But what if I have, say, some stock for these two products in the Drammen allocation? And what I can do is go here, change location, and I will go to Drammen location, pick the product that I want to try to allocate from Drammen, and then click on this tick mark. Now what will happen, you will notice that the order has now split the allocations into two. The first batch is from the Oslo location, and the second batch is from the Drammen location. And we're doing this because we told the system to go and try to allocate these products from the Drammen location. And as soon as I go in and update the stock levels for these two products in the Drammen location, the system will automatically allocate stock to them and it will mark the order as ready to ship. On the right-hand side, we have the shipments, we have invoices, and then we have related orders. Related orders is a great feature that we have that allows you to link entities, sell orders, purchase orders, manufacturing orders within Qoblex. Let's say this order here does not have enough stock for these two items, and I want to create the purchase order for them. So what I would do is I would select the line items and I would go to more actions and then create purchase order. This will create the purchase order. But later, when you receive that PO, you want your team to know or to allocate that stock to this order, not any other order. So the way you would do that is by creating a link. The minute you create a link between the sale order and another PO, your team will also see the same link within the PO view. So they can actually go from the purchase order view to the sales view and vice versa. In attachments, you can upload any files you have. For example, design schemas, invoices, packing slips, anything that you feel is useful for your team to have within the sale order view, you can upload it here. You can also tag your order. And last but not least is the activity feed here, which shows you everything that is that the system has recorded about this sale order. Other useful actions that you have within the sale order view is you can clone an order, you can cancel an order, or you can delete it if it is in a quote state. The other thing that is worth mentioning here is the closing of order. Sometimes you want to create an order that has enough stock, and you just want to auto dispatch the order, auto invoice, auto pay, and pretty much just run all these actions in one click instead of having to go in, create the invoice, create the shipments, add the payments, etc. And that is doable via the close order. So as soon as you click on close, the system will run all of these operations for you and will close the sale order. But remember, you can only do this if you have enough stock. If the order is awaiting stock, it will obviously fail because there is not enough stock to fulfill the shipment that is going to be created for this order. So this was a short walkthrough of the sale order module. We're going to cover more aspects of the sale order module, covering invoices and shipments in later videos. In the meantime, if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to drop them below in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you. Thank you.